there, it's Miss Jones again from Sew with Miss Jones. We are getting ready to flip our mask right side out. Let's see if we can scoot in just a little bit and take a look at the next set of directions. So we should have already clipped across the corners, and then it says clip all the loose threads. We've done that. And then it says turn the mask right side out. A pin may help turning the corners. That's one thing that you can do. And then we're going to use a slip stitch to close it up. So let me move this out of the way. And before we do this, I want you to remember that this is sewn by hand. We can't be super rough with this. We should have a knot at the beginning and at the end, and hopefully that will keep our stitches from coming undone, but be gentle when you do this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to start just turning it right side out. Okay, and I'm just going to reach in and pull those pieces out. And when I first do it, it's going to be kind of funky looking because the corners aren't all the way out. And there are a couple of things that you can use to poke the corners out. And they suggested a pin, but I have a different suggestion. You could take an ink pen that the tip is in. Do not use one that the tip is out. And so what you can do then is just slide it along the inside and gently poke that corner. Okay, just gently poke that corner so it's nice and square. That's one option. If you have a chopstick at home, make sure it's clean. You could stick that in, and I'm just kind of teasing this. I'm not poking real hard. I'm just kind of teasing. And some of you might have bamboo skewers at home. If your parents like to do kebab things on the grill, you might have those. Don't use the pointy end. Use the flat end. And again, you're going to stick that down in there, and you're just going to kind of tease that until you get it as square as you can get. And remember, I'm not jabbing. I'm not going to jab because that could poke a hole right in that corner. This is also why I told you needed to make sure that you had nice square corners whenever we were doing that stitching. Okay, I think I have them mostly out. Now, when they were talking about using a pin, what they're suggesting is once you get it like this, okay, and it's still a little flat on the end, you can actually take the point of a pin and kind of tease. Don't pull too hard because we don't want to pop the threads there. That one's pretty good. This one's pretty good. And just a little bit of a nudge right there. Okay, now if you had done that smoothing of our seam allowance before we turned it out, you'll notice that this is pretty flat right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab right at that edge, and I'm going to roll it in my fingers until that edge is even. I don't want to be able to see the yellow on the front, and I don't want to be able to see the gray on the back. So just like that. And I want to do that all down that side, and I'm going to press a little bit with my hands, and I'm actually going to, okay, so I got that, and then I'm going to do it again over here. I'm going to make sure I kind of roll it between my fingers, make sure that one of them's not sticking out farther than the other, and then I'm just going to kind of press it with my fingers. If I'm on kind of a soft surface, if you're on a little bit harder surface, that might help too. And so roll it between your fingers and then just kind of press it down with your hands so that's nice and smooth looking. Once we have this hole closed up, then, because see, this is where we turn it right side out. Okay, so remember when we did that finger pressing on the other side? I had you just do one side. Well, what we have to do now is fold the other side in until it's even. And remember, we don't want the front to stick out and we don't want the back to stick out. And we need one pin right here. just one pin to hold it together. And this corner's bothering me. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Alrighty, so I have used my fingers right along that edge and pressed down. And if you notice, even without an iron, it's pretty smooth looking. It is. It's pretty smooth looking all the way around. There's no bubbly edges anywhere. We will use the iron on it after we get this hand stitching done. And that's the next thing that we're going to do. I am going to get a needle and thread it with some thread, tie a knot on the end, and I'm going to show you how to do that slip stitch.